Jeremiah, I realize you're not a captain, but you are a leader. What is sort of the message from a guy like you that you need to get to these guys to sort of keep the season moving in a positive direction, or get the season moving in a positive direction?
I would say just keep your head up. I believe that anybody can win on any given day. And today we just come out as the victors. But despite that, we got to keep our heads up, stay together. That's really the key. Stay as a family unit. Don't point fingers at anybody else. Point fingers at yourself, and see what you could have done to help this team have a better chance at success. Like myself, I could point at myself. I had a couple plays where I could have converted on the fourth down. I didn't convert, so I can point the finger at myself and say, hey, what if I would have did this? Maybe I would have changed the outcome. So it's really just evaluating yourself, but also just keeping your head up and staying together and, being brothers. We are brothers in there. We love each other, so don't point no fingers and just keep it going.
In what ways do you think the run game was better tonight than maybe it was at Miami?
I would say, they just get running back the ball. They just gave us the ball and let us, go to work. That's what they want to do every single game. And that's all I got to say about that.
Staying on the same side, front row, Angelo DiCarlo.
Jeremiah, when you guys have the run you did last year, and here you are starting at 0-2, how emotional of a toll is that on a team that has such high expectations?
It hurts. Who wants to start a season off 0-2? Nobody does. Whether you went to the national championship last year or not, that's a previous year, but, it hurts. And my mind said, I'm going to get back to work. I want to get back to work right now. Watch the film, see what I could have done better, and just continue to elevate every single week.
Does it add to it when it's a down-to-the-wire finish that it can be a play or two, as you kind of mentioned, as opposed to it, being a blowout or anything like that?
To me personally, not really. You got to play. Every single play of the game matters. So if it comes down to the wire, that one play, just got to execute. But to me, when it came down to the wire, a win is a win, a loss is a loss, no matter, what the circumstances was.
Front row on your left, Tyler Horka.
First couple games playing with C.J. Carr as your starting quarterback, what have you seen from him in two really close games against competitive opponents?
I see a lot of greatness in C.J. I honestly feel like, obviously Miami was his first start, and then obviously have today Texas A&M, two ranked teams, and he did an excellent job. He had a few, mishaps, but, C.J. I see a lot of greatness in him, and his future's very bright. C.J. could become one of the best quarterbacks in college football, and I really see that. I see the work that he puts in every single day. I see his leadership growing every single day. So got a lot of, respect for CJ. I just see a lot of greatness in him, and I feel like he's really going to step up as a leader as we go on to, help this team to, keep our heads up and just continue to elevate in whatever way that we can.
The running game going forward, I think it's 35 touches and well over 100 yards for you and Jadarian combined. Do you feel like even in a loss, maybe you laid a foundation for what you guys can be as a tandem moving forward this season?
We got great players all around the board. Whether it's me, JD, receivers, we got great players. So whether I'm getting the ball, or JD's getting the ball, or the receivers getting the ball, or quarterbacks, running a little draw or whatever, it's going to make plays. But obviously this game we got a little bit more carries. Doesn't really matter. We go out there and, we try to execute every single time that we get a chance to have that ball in our hands, or even if we don't have the ball in our hands, execute the play. So it doesn't matter. We got players all around.
Leonard, last year you guys lose your second game. You have to essentially play playoff football the rest of the way to make the playoff. Probably a similar situation now. Just curious, how does that change things? What did you learn from last year playing do-or-die football literally every single game?
It doesn't change anything. That's what we do every week. We treat every opportunity like it's our last opportunity. But obviously now, the back's against the wall, but it don't change nothing that we've been doing. We know every game's a must-win game.
On the left side, Jack Sobel.
Leonard, what did you think was going wrong in the secondary tonight when they were thrown through the air successfully?
Yeah, we just didn't get it done. We didn't execute our responsibilities, and then that starts with me. That starts with all the leaders in the secondary, and we take accountability for that.
What are you guys saying to each other, telling each other in the huddle on the field as you kind of try to work through the issues during the game?
Take pride in whoever's in front of you. They shouldn't ever be able to catch a ball on you if you play the right technique and execute your assignment. So.
On the right side, Tim O'Malley.
Right in front of you, Leonard. Well, first question was, what was the injury? And number two, as a leader, as a young leader on this team, and I know you're going to lean on Coach Mickens for this, but how do you right the ship with the secondary? We're not used to seeing 18 explosive plays from an offense against Notre Dame's defense.
Not at all. It was just an ankle. Just somebody wrote up my ankle. But, I mean, it just starts with taking pride in our work going forward. I mean, every day we got to come ready to work, and it's a business day. There's no more going to practice, trying to have fun, but we got to take care of our business now. We got to execute. We can't give explosive plays.
Front row on your left, Tyler Horka.
Coach mentioned execution as well, and you've said it a couple times. I'm curious what that looks like, executing better in a game like this. What didn't happen that needed to happen for you guys?
Sometimes leverage, sometimes eyes. I mean, sometimes knowing your assignment and knowing what you're going to get out of certain formations. I mean, that's all it is.
Kind of the same thing that I asked him as well. How do you guys move forward with this 0-2 record, knowing the type of talent that you have, but the record is still what it is?
Yeah, it definitely hurts. Like, we know we got in the room, no? Everybody, we just got to stick together. We got to lean on each other through these times, obviously, and we got to put our heads down and work. And everything that we want is still in front of us. So.
CJ, 2 really close games to start your career. How do you feel like you've kind of settled in as a starter, and just what's it been like, trying to keep your team in ball games like that?
It's been exciting. I really enjoyed being out there with my best friends. We just, fallen short twice here now, and got to figure out a way to put some wins together here.
On the interception, you broke down last week's interception pretty well. I'm curious what you saw on this one.
Yeah, we had 4 verts called. They kind of zoned it all off, tried to get to a check down. 3 technique, kind of jumped up high, tried to sail it. Just can't happen. Gotta put our defense in better positions. 2 times there, one could have ended up in points with the snap, and then pick ended up in points. Just putting stress on the defense is we gotta figure it out as an offense, and it starts with me.
Third row on your right, Matt Fortuna.
CJ, just can you explain what happened at the end of the first half when it looked like you were walking away from the huddle and they snapped the ball? What was the communication there? Or?
Yeah, we were in the first half. We were about to called in a play. 4 seconds left. Just said, all right, let's go into the half. So I said easy, and then our line's on the clap, and I kind of walked away, kind of pissed, and clapped, and just can't happen,
Second row on your left, Tyler James.
CJ, on the Wildcat formation, do you have any blocking responsibilities on that, or are you just taught to stay out of the way?
Yeah, I gotta, one that Jay Love bounced, I gotta make a block, and it's a selfish play. I got 10 guys on the field that block for me every play, and are straining, and I gotta make a block, and it's unfortunate.
Some hits and misses with some back shoulder throws, some jump balls from Malachi Fields. What are the key points in terms of improvement there?
Yeah, Malachi's a friggin' stud. We found that out a little bit in Miami, and he's making plays all over the field. I just gotta, continue to give him a chance.
Drayk, if you could just go through the last play, what your coverage responsibilities were and how that unfolded, please.
On film it's a pretty simple formation, trips off. I knew they were going to motion the wide receiver, so I have the tight end man-to-man. He knew he was going to run the wheel. He ran the out and up, made a good throw, good catch.
Front row on your left, Jack Sobel.
Drayk, as the defense is giving up points during the game, like as one of the leaders, like what are you trying to say to the guys to get them to improve?
It really just execution. We really gotta focus on the details. That's something where we lacked a little bit in the first half. Kind of found our groove in the second half, and just didn't play the way we wanted to as a defense.
You guys had a lot of experience last year with having to win every single week. You can't afford one more loss to accomplish your goals. Like, how do you approach this next week as you kind of start that process again?
Yeah, it's the same thing every week. We got to focus more and more on what we got to execute, what we got to do better. Obviously too many explosive plays, too many misassignments. So just going back in, executing the details, making sure that we understand exactly what we're supposed to do against every look that we possibly can see.